Hi, I'm Angie Austin with Oil and Gas 360, and we are at EnerCom's 2016 Oil and Gas Conference. And we are joined again this year by David Preng. He is with Preng and Associates, and he is the president and CEO of Preng and Associates. Welcome back, David.
Thank you.
Going well at the conference?
Very much so.
All right, let's start with you. Preng and Associates, you've been providing executive search in the oil and gas industry for 35 years. Your firm has been highly successful. What are the key ingredients that made you and your company so successful as a consultant to the industry?
Well, I think a lot of it revolves around our 35 plus years that we've stayed with our business model, and that is to provide to just the energy industry high quality executive search consulting services provided by people who have come out of the industry and are dedicated to maintaining their understanding of it. What this means a lot is when we do a search, we really have to know a company and understand who they are, what they're doing, what they're looking for. And we utilize this knowledge base to do so. It also helps when coming to conferences like EnerCom to know what companies are doing what, who within the companies are doing that, so that we're asked to identify people we can, and also to understand where candidates are in their career cycle, and to use this to help create interest to bring them to our clients. We've been successful on this, and over our 35 years, we've been able to execute approximately 3,400 search engagements for over 680 companies in 63 countries. This has given us a database which I think is second to none, and also created a network of people that we can go to, we call them sources, to either identify people, or if we get someone, to on a very confidential basis qualify them for our clients.
Yeah, I'll bet that comes in real handy to have those kinds of resources to vet the potential candidate. All right, so what are the main industry changes that you're seeing at Preng since you were here at last year's conference and we spoke then?
Oh, I think last year you had people that had been thinking for the last 6 to 9 months what's happening to the industry, especially since Thanksgiving of 2014, what Saudi did. Some people felt somewhat comfortable with their hedges, but everyone was wondering around what's going to happen and how long is this going to last. We had the V spike down and back up in 08-09, and what was going to happen this time. Here, I think what you've seen are companies that have finally rationalized where they are. They've looked at their balance sheets, their operations, they're squeezing cost, savings margin, living within cash flow. And I think you're seeing an optimism here. We're still in turbulent times. People realize that, but I think they're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, and except for a few, not hearing a freight train whistle.
Interesting. All right, David, can you talk about Preng and Associates and working with clients and candidates when you are hired to fill a vacancy in the C-suite or to help find a board member, for instance? What's your process? How do you locate just the right person? You kind of went through the resources you have and the ability to vet.
I did, and what we do is a very meticulous step-by-step process, and it starts with meeting with the client, where we really sit down with them for a half day, whole day, 2 days, understanding who they are, what they want, why the position is open, the company's strategy, their culture, their goals and objectives. We need to do this because when we talk to a candidate, these people are smart and they're going to ask some tough questions, and if we can't do that and answer them, you're going to lose them. The result of this initial meeting culminates in a position specification, and this document does 2 things. It lays out for us and the client where we're going to go and what we're going to look for, and secondly, we utilize that with a candidate, and it's almost like the kernel or grain of sand in an oyster starting the pearl. It helps us start the interest in a candidate. From there, we mention working with our client to identify where we want to go. We look at our database and search work that we've done of a similar nature. We go to our sources, and then we have a full research team of 4 people who can map out companies, organizations, and we can go there. Once we identify these, call them prospects, we call them, do an extensive phone screen to determine if they're interested and if they're qualified. If they are, and we like what we've heard, then we go into an in-depth personal face-to-face interview.
Oh, okay.
If we like that, then we prepare for the client, for those that we're going to submit, a complete dossier or document, a full history, compensation information, education, which we verify, and most importantly, an analysis of why we're projecting this person into this position. Not just the strengths, but also what are the weaknesses, what are we seeing that the client needs to know. We present this to the client with, it could be 5, 6, 8 individuals. The client then picks out who they want to see. We help coordinate interviews. We follow up on the interviews on both sides and monitor. Once they decide on a finalist or two, we'll do full in-depth references, and as well as other credit, civil checks, whatever the client wants there. We help negotiate terms to get to yes, and then once someone starts, we're with them for at least the first year on a monthly, quarterly basis. How are things going to ensure a good transition, and we've created a good marriage.
Very thorough process. All right, thinking back to the first days of Preng and Associates, we mentioned 35 years, all the way up to today. How has the firm changed over these 3+ decades? What further changes do you expect to see coming in the industry in the next several years?
Well, I started out as a one-man band 35 years ago in an executive suite. We've grown today where we have 2 offices here and in London. We have approximately 25 employees. I've got 5 partners. We're people that are, as I said earlier, are out of the industry, dedicated to it. We have a research capability that's second to none in our database, to where we can provide, and we have never lost the sight of really providing quality, dedicated services. I think going forward, for the next 3 to 5 years, given the demographics in the industry, and people have talked about the sea change, what's going to be important is really understanding where is the talent. Who graduated in the 90s, late 80s, early 2000s? Where are they today? Where are they in the careers? And can we make the right fit for our clients to satisfy their need? It's going to be even more intense over the next 3 to 5 years.
Well, starting it alone, David, you must be pretty happy with your success over the past 35 years. That's something to be pretty proud of.
I am. I'm proud, and also very proud of the fact that 2 of my children, my daughter Laura and my son Stephen, have come into the firm because they've wanted to.
Yeah.
And they're partners not because of their last name, but they're partners because they've earned it. I've also, as I said, have 3 other partners who have become very good friends, almost like brothers to me as well, and it's very gratifying to build what I think has been a family environment, and one that has the dedication that I've tried to maintain since the start.
That's wonderful. And you're enjoying the conference. You said really great connections here, nice environment. You enjoy coming to the conference?
Oh, I have. We've been part of EnerCom almost from the beginning, and I think we've been a major sponsor for the last half dozen years, and even did sponsoring before that. Greg does a great show, and it is one of the premier conferences in the energy industry.
Well, I enjoyed talking to you last year and this year. Thank you, David.
You're more than welcome.
Congratulations on your success.
Thank you.
I love it that you work with your family too. All right, I am Angie Austin with Oil and Gas 360, and again, David Preng, President and CEO with Preng and Associates. Thank you, David.
You're welcome. Thank you.